Hi, I'm Grant Chamberlin of Durham. That's Chamberlin spelled L-I-N. I just want to say over the past couple of months I've seen a lot of, obviously a lot of disagreement go on between the school board and the community. And multiple times, on numerous occasions similar to this, a large group of people have gone up and spoken before you. However, I can't say I've seen anything happen as a result of it. Most of the comments just seem to have been tossed aside as irrelevant or as useless. And I just have to say, numerous times you've proven yourself as the sole governing body. Now we no longer have, the same principal we had before, who we trusted and who we liked and who we could talk to on a daily basis. We no longer have the same superintendent. You've shown yourself to be the only governing body we can look to, and now not always as many people don't feel they trust you anymore for one reason or another, due to internet usage and comments, or due to just complete disregard for public comments. So I hope that's been brought to the attention of the school board multiple times, and I just want to reiterate that is that our government, the American government, is run by a system of checks and balances, and I have no idea the policy behind the school board. However, it doesn't seem to have the same sort of checks and balances. Besides voting, there's no way to communicate to you our beliefs that you will listen to. Everything is just completely disregarded. So I just want to ask, who checks you? Who puts you in balance? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Joan, Mistretta. I live in Durham, and I have 4 children, one in college, one getting ready to go off to school. And I just wanted to say that I work full-time, and I'm not sure how, how you put in all these hours and hard work and come to these meetings and hear some of the comments that are more than negative. I know that it's meant to help, but as someone who's a taxpayer and living in this community, I know that my husband and I are just here to support you. I'm interested in working with the board to hear some of your ideas, and I hope that people are able to listen to some of your ideas in order to move ahead in terms of progress with education. These are tough times with our own government, our economy. I think that a lot of us are anxious about work, our jobs, our families, what it's like when your kids go off to college. I mean, these are all, to me, this is a time of change, but I think that patience is a good thing, and I also feel that some of the anger, it's probably difficult to listen to some of your ideas when you might not be open-minded. I'm just someone who's interested in seeing how you see our district moving forward in all different areas. And thank you again for your hard work.
Thank you. Hi, JoAnn Portalupi. I want to welcome you again, Mr. Levesque. I had an opportunity to just say hi at the meeting, but welcome. I can imagine that this has been a mind-boggling evening for you. It's always a learning curve going into a new community, and I think you got to see a lot of, still not much, there's a lot more to see, but I think what was demonstrated tonight is that there's a lot for us to talk about as a community. And the one comment that I would like to make, there's been a lot of very difficult rhetoric in this community for the last couple of months. I think people have gotten up to try to express their opinions, and sometimes people's opinions, they've been personally attacked for the opinion that they're expressing. I don't think that's helpful. I think we need to listen to opinions and not attack people. But I'm particularly concerned also about people coming to this podium and stating data as if it's facts. And I think one of the ways that we have to begin to heal as a community is we need to be very careful with the facts that we stated. And I'm just going to state one piece of fact, one thing that I heard from this podium today. Somebody stood here and said that we have one of the highest dropout rates in the state. Well, my guess is probably 90% of the people in this room know that that is absolutely not true. I cannot quote what the figure is. At one point it was under 1%. I've never seen it over 2%. I know the board and our superintendent can come back and report the facts to us, but it takes a tremendous amount of energy when we have data thrown out like that that has no basis in fact. It takes energy for the good people who really care about our schools and our kids to go out and do the research and say, is that really true? I mean, the data's out there. It's on the state education website. It's all out there. But we have people in the community, and I'm not going to point any fingers, they're probably on all sides of the issue, who are blatantly saying things or saying things frivolously. Maybe they believe them. But I think one of the ways for us to begin to heal is to be very mindful of the words that we share. If we are going to say data, that we make sure that the facts are right. That if somebody says something that we disagree with, we listen to them, and if we want to discuss it with them, we talk about the ideas, but we don't attack the people. So, you know, I'm looking for a brighter day. I think our schools are really strong. I don't mind if anyone insults the car I drive. I start to get really angry when I feel that they're insulting the school district that our community has worked so hard to put together. We're not a perfect school district. But I think, Mr. Levesque, you're going to get really excited when you start to see and talk further. You've had a chance to see some of our teachers, our administrators. Wait till you see our kids. You've got a chance to see some of our kids and some of our community members. We're not perfect. I don't think there's a person who doesn't want to get better, and there's a lot of different ways to get better. We'll have different ideas about that, but we need conversation. We need conversation, and as a community, we haven't been very effective at having that conversation. So I know it's a lot for you to get on your first night, but welcome. I'm glad you're here. Now that you're here, I look forward to conversation.
Thank you, Joan.
Hi, my name is Slepian. I'm from Durham. This is in regard to Mr. Ketch's tweets. I am a gay student at Oyster. I'm a rising senior. And to compare homosexuality to polygamous bestiality is not, as Mr. Ketch said, PG-rated humor. It's unabashed homophobia. For anyone who doesn't think that, just imagine if I was to compare heterosexual love to, a heterosexual marriage to marrying an entire flock of sheep. It's degrading and backwards. And as a gay student, I feel like the school board I know that the school board is supposed to represent the best interests of the student and foster a safe environment for the students and the faculty. And there are numerous gay students and faculty members, gay, lesbian, bisexual, or somewhere in that spectrum. And I can't understand how a school board member who is so unabashedly homophobic and won't even own up to it could ever represent my best interests. So thank you. Also, hello, Mr. Alexis.
Erin Leahy from Durham. I kind of hate to bring up the topic that seems to kind of already pass, which is the tweets, but I also would like to address a lot of the the rebuttals from those of us who had concerns about them, saying that they were jokes. I heard that a lot, just like retweeted jokes. And when this article about the tweets was posted all over Facebook, and that's how I found out about it. It's how a lot of people found out about it. They read it. People weren't thinking they were funny. People were really upset. And I know everyone knows this here. But I hear a lot of excuse about Rahm Emanuel. Yes, he was an Israeli citizen, and he did dance ballet. But I'm not finding any excuses about that, lesbians aren't women, and that black people go around carrying guns. And also, if there was just some person from Madbury, New Hampshire that tweeted these things, I wouldn't have a problem. I probably wouldn't like the person very much because I don't agree with what they're saying, and I think it's mean, for lack of a better word. It's mean, but there wouldn't be all this outrage if it was just a person, but it's an elected person, and it's a person that has very high authority in the school that I go to. And whether these statements, these tweets were made before or after this person was elected, it's not necessarily about the fact that they're elected. It says a lot about their personality and what they believe in. And it doesn't make me happy to know that there's someone in our elected school board that says things or thinks those things are funny in general. Let's see, I just scribbled down some things here. And then there was the statement that was released that Mr. Cash said that it stretches the logic to say that he is pretty much everything that the sign says, sexist, racist, homophobic. And I don't think it stretches any kind of logic. I don't think it's a stretch. I think it's pretty much flat out, you know. Rachel Maddow used to be a woman back when she had long hair, wasn't such, like, presented herself as a lesbian. It doesn't stretch my logic to think that that's homophobic. Black people carry guns all the time in Washington, D.C. That doesn't stretch my logic that that's racist. The eye boob, now you can stare at a woman's breast and listen to them at the same time. That doesn't stretch my logic that that is sexist. And that's all I really have to say about that. But again, I would really like to apologize to the new superintendent and our new principal, Mr. Allen, who this is kind of their little introduction. I know that they know a little bit more about the school, but our school is really, really great. And I know that you guys, for the most part, either know this or are hoping. And I hope and guarantee that your careers in this school, however long and hopefully long they will be really, really happy, and we can all work together. And I hope that this night isn't indicative of it. Thank you.
Okay, this is our last speaker, okay? Is that okay with everyone? Thank you.
My name is Harry Muller. I'm from Durham. Welcome, Mr. Levesque. Glad we were able to throw you into the deep end on your first night. I think we've pretty much demonstrated tonight what a tar pit social media can be. The internet is forever, and there is no illusion of privacy or anonymity. As such, I think it's incumbent on the board, because I'm sure they have this in place for the employees. It is incumbent on the board to develop a relevant social media policy that prevents this going forward. We cannot change what has happened in the past, but we need to prevent this from coming forward. This board is going to be paralyzed by things like this if we don't. Mr. Catch, I don't agree with what you said, but I respect that it is your right to say it. However, the idea that you could say it without any repercussions is laughable. But we need to address this once and for all so it doesn't happen again. Thank you.